Alright TM Nation, so I did a video on the Skullcandy player gaming headphones a while back, and some of you all have asked about the SLYR and SLYR Pro headphones and if they're worth checking out. Well, I have had both pairs for about a month now, and I put them through all of my normal testing to provide you all with my opinion on whether or not they're worth picking up. So first things first, the price difference between the Pros and the SLYRs is about 40 bucks, which is substantial. At the time of the video, the SLYR Pros come in at 99 bucks, while the SLYRs come in at 60. And being that they're both wired headphones, we will talk about why you may be okay with the cheaper pair, but on the other hand, there are some upgrades that you get with the SLYR Pros that I do think you should consider. As far as the boxes go, you get the same in each for the most part, except for the cables. Because the Pros can be connected via 3.5mm cable or USB, and they are also rechargeable. You do get one 3.5mm cable and one USB-A to USB-C cable. With the SLYRs on the other hand, they are limited to 3.5mm connectivity, so you get one 3.5mm cable and one splitter. You also get a detachable mic with both pairs as well. It will come uninstalled, but no matter which one of these you pick up, installing the mic only takes a second and you'll be all set for voice chat. The designs of the headphones are similar, but there are some differences I think you should be aware of. With the Pros, they are powered and provide about 20 hours of use on a charge, so there are some exposed wires towards the tops of the headphones, which are not present with the SLYRs, as they are not powered by any type of battery and they're 100% plug and play. Besides that, you have your tap to mute button on both pairs on the left ear cup, a volume rocker, and your 3.5mm jack. With the Pros, like I said earlier, you are going to get that USB-C port both for charging and for connectivity, and you do get your power slider, but otherwise the headphones are pretty much the same. They both use 50mm drivers and are composed of similar materials, at least on the outside. Comfort wise, I would say neither pair is as comfortable on my head as what I get with the players, and the reason for that is these are my players right here. As you can see, they have this adjustable headband, and on both the SLYR and the SLYR Pros, it's just there. You know, there's no adjustability there, and I think that it doesn't hug my head as well as the players. But that being said, I have been able to wear both the SLYRs and the SLYR Pros for about 4 hours continuously without any ear fatigue or discomfort. The ear cups and top headband are made out of a memory foam material that does feel okay, but between the Pros and the SLYRs, they both feel the same on my head. Neither pair feels overly large or heavy, so like I said, gaming for a few hours has not been an issue. Now both pairs are multi-platform headsets, so they'll work with your PC, Xbox, PS4, PS5, and the Switch as well. However, one thing that you don't get with the SLYRs that you do get with the SLYR Pros is access to the advanced features inside of the software that is only something that you get with the players and with the SLYR Pros. And I do want to mention that unfortunately, you cannot access the software on a Mac. It's only available on PC at this moment. But through it, you can see the charge left on the headphones, update the firmware when applicable, access pre-built EQs and create your own, adjust your game chat settings, control the side tone volume, and adjust your mic input level too. I do want to mention that the side tone adjustment is not a feature that you get with the SLYRs, so if game chat is important to you and you want to be able to fine tune how much of the game you're hearing versus the chat, the Pros are gonna be your best bet. Additionally, the Pros add enhanced sound perception that you can enable through the software as well to give you that surround sound feel. If you're someone that plays a lot of first-person shooter games, this is a feature that you'll appreciate, as it makes it much easier to key in on where footsteps, shots, explosions, and other in-game sounds are coming from. Sound quality wise, I do think that both pairs provide a solid all-around experience out of the box. Without any adjustments, I was able to use both pairs to play Call of Duty and not feel like I was missing out on something that I should have been hearing. By default, the highs are on the brighter side, but the mids are a little bit more pronounced than what I like. Now, this does help with the dialogue and things of that nature, but I prefer to hear more of the finer details most of the time. The bass response is also respectable with both pairs in my opinion. Now, don't expect crusher level bass, especially from the SLYRs. as they are not powered, but I was able to hear explosions and bass lines relatively well with both pairs. The Pros do sound noticeably more beefy to my ears, if that makes sense. With them, it's like everything is kicked up about 2 notches, and again, this is mainly due to the fact that they are powered and they don't solely rely on the 3.5mm cable to reproduce sound like the SLYRs. The difference is even more noticeable when you go ahead and tune the Pros inside of the software and use the enhanced sound perception feature. Enabling this alone creates a really immersive experience, and using the SLYRs right after using the Pros, there is a really distinguishable difference in how well I'm able to pinpoint where sounds are coming from, and the sound is just a lot cleaner and more detailed from top to bottom. And I don't want to give you guys the impression that the SLYRs sound bad by any means, because that certainly is not the case, but to my ears they do not get as loud as what I get with the Pros, nor do they provide the same level of clarity. For the mic quality, I do think both pairs will get the job done for voice chat, but I do want to mention that the Pros do have a second onboard microphone that's aimed at focusing on your speech even when you have noise going on around you. But as always, I did take some mic samples for you guys just so that you can judge for yourselves. Let's check them out. All right, guys. So right now I have the SLYR Pros connected directly to my MacBook Pro, and the audio that you're hearing is coming from the microphones on them. Now the room right now is relatively quiet, but I do want to do my background noise test and my keyboard test to see how well the microphones on these reject some of that noise. So right now I'm banging on my keyboard, as this is a normal sound that most people, that are gaming, PC gaming, would probably engage in. So this is the keyboard test. And now I'll go ahead and turn on the background noise. And I'll start talking again. So this should give you a pretty good idea of how well the microphones on these headphones can reject some of the noise going on around you while focusing on your speech. And now, as you can see, I've switched over to the SLYRs, and right now the room is relatively quiet, but I am going to do my background noise test just to see how well these can reject some of that noise. All right, and I will switch over to the background noise test. And I'll go ahead and start talking again. So this part of the test is aimed at seeing how well the microphone on these headphones can focus on my speech while rejecting some of that noise. So taking everything into consideration, fam, if you want the ability to customize your listening experience in any way, the Pros are gonna be the way to go. I do think that the SLYRs are a good budget pair that do well with the basics, but if you do want higher quality sound overall without spending around $150 on the players, I do think that you should pick up the Pros for about $50 cheaper if you don't absolutely need wireless connectivity. And if you're on an extremely tight budget, the SLYRs are a really solid deal at around $60, so it really comes down to what you're looking for. I personally prefer the players because I do like wireless connectivity and I do like the fit a little bit better, but I also think that it's good that Skullcandy expanded their gaming headset lineup to provide their audience with different options at different price points. Before you get on out of here, if you rock with the channel and your boy Tech Mo, hit that subscribe button and knock that notification bell out so you won't miss any of my uploads. Welcome to TM Nation. Peace.